Oh no, bro.
So you know how before we were talking about how you play Don't Starve, and then you also play Don't Starve? Well, I'm gonna do you one better. You are in Don't Starve now. I put you there, and now you're part of Don't Starve. You can't get out. I'm literally trapping you there. So anyway, while you're there, you may as well listen to me talk about everyone else. But you know, since the last part of this, I only talked about a few of them. I like more now. You better get ready for me to talk about them. So listen, Don't Starve is a game where you have to be alive. If you're not alive, you've failed the game objective, and that just makes you a disappointment. So we need to show you what characters are good, and what better way to find out which characters are good than listening to my opinion. So I'm going to once again tell you the top 1,000 best Don't Starve characters. Okay, number 1 is funny little Wolfgang. Fun fact, Wolfgang is actually legally adopted, and I am also Wolfgang, and my friend is also Wolfgang. So Wolfgang is this Russian, French, European guy. And nobody really knows for certain, because one moment he's saying, "This is not a good place for a babushka to live," and then the next he's going, "Oh, these frog legs are a delicacy in my country," so you can't really figure it out properly. But he's like a big strongman guy, and he's really tough, yeah, but at the same time, he's afraid of the dark, and needles, and monsters, and Wendy. His entire in-game shtick essentially is that one, his sanity decreases faster whenever he's in the dark or something. And then there's also the factor that you just have to eat a lot if you want to be strong. He's got 3 forms. He's got his wimpy form where he just looks absolutely terrible. You've got his normal form where he's oh, that's swag. And then you've got his mighty form, and that makes me want to run away and cry. I've only played as him about 3 times, I think twice with some kids from my school, and then once with my friend who properly knows how to play the game, and I felt really embarrassed playing as him. And I just ended up running away from home and hiding in a forest and living off of frogs and berries. And then at some point some spiders came by and killed me, so I'm a professional Wolfgang player. So yeah, the whole reason he's only at number 1 is because I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I really like him. I really like him. I love him. Okay, number 2 on the register is Wesley. Wes is a mime, and he can make balloons. Basically, back in base Don't Starve, he was "Oh, you find him in a glass case, and once you unlock him, he's the hard mode of the game because he's only got 75 of everything." But then when you're in Don't Starve together, you're together, so it's not hard mode anymore when you have all this togetherness going on. He was the first character I played as when I was 12, and I got the game, and I was "Wow, what funny person!" But I haven't touched him in years, so So basically, his whole backstory is he was in France because he's French because he's a mime. So he was doing his mimey thing, and then oh no, a big fat series of mishaps happen while he's trying to retrieve this little girl's doll. And then whoopsie daisy, he ran into an alleyway and he saved this one person, and then he got brought to the constant. And it turns out the person that was supposed to be kidnapped was somebody who kept sending death threats to Maxwell over Twitter, and he was very, very angry. So Maxwell tried to get revenge on him, but then he brought in Wes, and then Maxwell was "You aren't who I wanted," and put him in the glass case for all eternity until someone found him. He's just really funny. Okay. Alright, number 17 is Wortox. Wortox is an imp. I think he might be German. If Krampus is German, then he probably is. He speaks in like riddles, and he's like a funny little Dr. Seuss creature. So I suppose that's his characteristic, is that he's a Dr. Seuss character. So basically, back when Wortox was like just a standard little goat-looking thing, he and Krampus were best pals, and they'd go and pull pranks. They popped Wes's balloons and they stole Wilson's meat. One day Krampus sees a baby beefalo and he's like, I want to kidnap it. But then Wortox is like, oh no, and he tries to stop him, and he stops him by voring his soul. And from that day on, Wortox was just a thing. Wortox can eat souls, and souls grant him more nourishment than normal food. But it also decreases his sanity, so basically, like Walter, you're going to be stuck in a constant loop of being insane. But you know, he's like really funny. He likes to go, I'm in your house, I'm in the walls. Okay, part 20 is Willow. Willow's like this woman, and she has a burning Bernie, and she also has a lighter lamp thingy. In Little Big Planet it's a lamp, but in game it's a lighter, so I don't know who to believe. But basically, back when Willow was just a wee lass, she was an orphan, and now she burns things. Basically, she's just Insanity, the character. If she goes insane, she will either start a fire for no reason, or her funny little bear will grow and start eating people. She became a fond favourite of mine because me and my good friend Guy have been talking about her in a very nice way. But she's a very nice woman. She's the way she speaks in game is very reminiscent of a person. One of my favourite Willow quotes is, "Ha, he's all naked now." Anyway, I've got a few honourable mentions like last time. You've got Wendy.